Greetings, library community friends from around the globe. Welcome to B&T Studio A in the beautiful Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the Digital Dish. I'm your announcer, Fred Harvey, and I'd like to thank you for joining us today. If you would like additional information related to today's program, please put "Contact Me" in the live chat, and someone from the B&T team will assist you accordingly. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the host of the Digital Dish, B&T's own digital megastar, Tarita Murray.
Thank you, Fred, and welcome everyone to the newest edition of Baker & Taylor's Digital Dish. I'm your host, Tarita Murray, and what an exciting session we have planned for you today. I have a wonderful colleague that you're going to be so ecstatic when you hear what she's going to share. Joining me today on the Digital Dish stage is my colleague, Jane Herb, who will talk to us about what libraries are doing to get an increase in utilization of their online resources. Ladies and gentlemen, Jane Herb has collaborated with a number of libraries to bring not only solutions to help their patrons, but to increase circulation, and also, most notably, is to help library patrons discover the many resources that are available on the library's website. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Digital Dish stage, Jane Herb. Jane, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited that you're here with us today. If you could first just share with the audience just a little bit about your background and what has been one of your greatest accomplishments as you support public libraries throughout the eastern part of the country, the western part of the country, and even internationally. Jane, tell us about you.
Thank you so much, Tarita, for inviting me today. I'm really excited to be here. A little bit about me. I live in the beautiful state of Oregon, and I am married to a great guy. I've got 3 boys that we're raising, twins who are 15 and a 14-year-old. And I love working with libraries. I've been with Baker & Taylor 24 years, coming up here very soon, very happily. And onto your question about accomplishments, I would never say that has been just my accomplishment, because at Baker & Taylor, we are a team through and through, and we work with each other every single day. And that's one of our strengths at Baker & Taylor. So, but I will say that as libraries have had to pivot and provide new resources, new ways of reaching their patrons, Baker & Taylor has been very responsive to those needs. One of the absolute best things about Baker & Taylor is our customer focus. Have we had our issues? Yes, of course. Every company experiences problems, but we always strive to make things right for our library customers. I'll share with you, Tarita, one example. So we were providing an opening day collection for a prison library, and it was all happening right at the beginning of the pandemic. And so we were able to get everything shipped, and it all got safely to the prison. But then what happened was we had accidentally shipped them too much, and it went over their budget. And they could not get into the prison library where the books were waiting to be able to box some of those up and send them back to us. So it was over a year where those books were just sitting in the library in the prison area, and nobody could go to them, and we weren't getting paid. And so finally we came up with a really great solution that worked out for Baker & Taylor and the library, where they got to keep all of the books, and we gave them just a really large discount on the overage. So we always will try to work with customers to make them feel good about still continuing to work with Baker & Taylor.
Well, Jane, I so appreciate that. And I can't wait to hear more about how you've supported libraries as you've been as you say, almost 24 years with the company. So I know you have a wealth of experience and knowledge. Libraries, have proven themselves to be amongst the most adaptable of public and community spaces. I will say that I work tirelessly with libraries, and I see librarians working around the clock to address social inequalities and create opportunities for their constituents to create, to explore, to learn, to grow, and to even prepare themselves with job readiness. So I know that librarians are needed in such a profound way today as they deal with challenges, as they deal with changes in the community, the diverse needs that people have within their communities. They're constantly looking for innovative ways to support and engage and help their community. One of the things that I've seen in my 10 years here with Baker and Taylor is that libraries, they really invest a significant amount of their budget to host databases, and databases have thousands of courses and content that is available for their patrons to explore, to learn, to grow, to prepare for job readiness. Unfortunately, a resounding concern that libraries that I work with have is that patrons are just not utilizing these resources. And I know that it's not just unique for the libraries that I serve. Talk to me a little bit about what your experience has been, Jane, as you go out and help libraries with resources and resolutions.
Well, you're absolutely right, Sharita. Libraries are one of our most trusted institutions, and that is proven again and again when there are surveys that people trust their libraries more than any other government agency. And my experience has been libraries and librarians take very seriously their role as stewards of public funding and their mission to serve their communities. So yes, the return on the investment for the money they're spending on those resources is critical to the libraries I talk to and at the very top of their minds. So when those resources come up for renewal and they look at the cost per use, it's very difficult to justify, even
Yes.
though those resources are so valuable. But we find it's quite a shared challenge across most of our libraries to market and promote and raise awareness of all the resources they offer.
So Jane, just quickly, I know that you've got definitely some hand-on experience as a library patron yourself. What has that experience been like when you go into the library and you're looking for a resource, whether that's to help with a resume or to help perfect your skills for a job interview? Maybe you're doing a job interview where you've got to show your expertise when it comes to Excel. What has that experience been like for you as a library patron or even as a consultant that supports libraries? Could you just walk the audience through what that's been like?
Yes, I would love to do that. And as you said, I am a patron of libraries myself from a very tiny age, and literacy and libraries have just been my focus my whole life, and I've gratefully been part of this industry doing what I love. And so I prepared a little bit of a slideshow of what I do when I'm preparing to go visit with our library partners. And because I want to familiarize myself with all of the resources they're offering, how are they raising awareness of what they have to get out there to the community. So I will move ahead because we are here to talk about Bendable. But before I start, I just want to kind of share a situation. So when I go to a library's homepage, and this is just a random one that I've anonymized, but this is very reflective of a lot of the websites that I see. So when I go to the library, I want to maybe brush up on my Excel skills, like you said. And so I'm thinking, oh, my library must have these really good resources. So
Right.
on their homepage, I found e-library. So I'm thinking, okay, this is great. This is where online resources are going to be. So then I click, and now I see several options here, and I hone in on e-learning. Okay, this is great. We're on a roll here. And so then I click again, and now I'm kind of looking through here. I have to read about what these different things are. So I'm slowed down a little bit here because I don't necessarily know what all of these resources are. So luckily in this particular case, they kind of have some little summaries of them. And then, but I have to keep scrolling down. There's more here. And so now I scroll down and I see this universal class, and it says learn something new today, choose from nearly 500 online classes. So I'm like, okay, this is great. 500 classes. I'm in. This seems like where I'm going to find what I need. And so then I click here, and oh, now I have to enter my library card. And worse for me, which I'm sure everybody's in the same boat, if you have to enter a password, that is already a barrier for me, because usually my purse is upstairs with my library card in it. So I'm downstairs at my office. I forgot my password.
Yes.
And plus, I don't even know if what I want is going to be in this
This
universal
particular
class.
resource. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I haven't even been able to see if an Excel class is here that's going to work for me. So I just at this point will probably give up. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. If they see library card and password, you know what, never mind, I'm just going to go Google this, and I think that's really unfortunate. So
And Jane, I was just going
yeah,
to share
yeah.
that I can so relate to this because this is something that I personally have experienced where I've gone and I'm like, what is my password? I don't even remember it. And then I end up saying, I'll get to it later, or I end up just walking away with, and at the end of the day, I didn't get what I came in for, yet it was still available and it was there. So please share more. I mean, I would imagine you and I are not the only ones that have experienced this.
I don't think so. And it's really unfortunate, because when you have that patron hooked into your library site, you don't want to lose them, because
No.
they may never come back. And we know every patron coming in is just a precious person that we want to serve. I see other websites too for libraries where they have this A to Z list. And again, I'm looking, I'm reading, I'm trying to figure out, okay, where might a class on what I want to learn be in one of these resources. And so I keep having to scroll, and do I have to click on each one of these links now to see if they have the class I want to take? And so it can be very frustrating. It's throwing up barriers in front of people where you want this to be seamless, barrier-free, and welcoming, and help people to find what they need. So I'm looking up here. I went back. I see Learning Express libraries. So math, reading, writing, speaking, citizenships, GED. I don't know if there's going to be an Excel class here, but
Right.
it's kind of as close as any of these might be. And so then I finally get here. Okay, now I've discovered where I can search and see at least in this one resource. And so this is all just to say that it's a universal issue, it seems, with libraries, that it's very difficult to discover all of the amazing resources available. And our desire and hope at Baker and Taylor is that we can help with this and make this barrier free and help people find what they need.
So Jane, I just want to share just a quick little experience that I had here personally. So my husband is transitioning careers and is moving into education as a teacher. So of course you need to get certification and pass the state certification exam. So he went to the library, my local library, to find resources. He came back after getting frustrated, and he came back with a book that he was able to borrow. Unfortunately, it really wasn't what he needed. He wanted to be able to do practice exams online so that he could get a true feel for what that experience is going to be like when he sits for that exam. And I said to him, I said, there's resources, there are online resources at the library. And for me, I'm fortunate that I work in this industry and I am aware that it is there, but there he was, a patron of the local library that just simply couldn't find the resource that he needed that would best suit his individual learning style. So I do agree with you that it is universal, but I would like to hear from you more, Jane, about what are some of the solutions? Because being with Baker and Taylor, working with libraries and collaborating, I know that you've come up and offered some solutions that have really made this experience completely different. So can you share with our Digital Dish family what some options are to help make this experience for the patron seamless?
Rita, thank you so much. I would love to talk about this. We are just launching a new product. We started partnering with a company called Bendable about a year and a half ago. And so this is a discovery layer for the library's learning resources. And as we've met with our library partners and talked to them about this product, they love it. They love it. But then their first question is, how much staff time is this going to take? Because as you said at the beginning, librarians are stretched far too thin. I even was talking to a library the other day that has 100 positions open. This is a large library, but
Wow.
that just sort of hit home for me how libraries really are struggling with having the people to do this work.
Mm-hmm.
So we have created a new product in the Bendable family called Bendable Discovery. And it's a turnkey solution. So there is absolutely no staff time. And what it does for libraries is allows a turnkey solution to surface all of the courses that the library offers to their patrons without them having to click through multiple platforms, running into those barriers that I saw and your husband saw when he was there, and becoming frustrated. So it's a Google-like search, which everybody loves Google. That's where we go. It's, it's a universal term now, like a Kleenex or something. So it also allows your patrons to browse. So if they don't know a specific thing they want to learn, but they know they want to learn something, whether it be for their personal enrichment or for their career. So it's a discovery, search, and browsable tool. And essentially what it does is creates a catalog in the background of all of the library's databases that are learning related. And they also integrate in additional platforms, such as the very well-respected Khan Academy, SCORE classes for small business, edX. These are MIT and Harvard audit courses, and a few others too. So even for libraries that may not have their own paid subscriptions, like a LinkedIn Learning or a Learning Express, Bendable Discovery is a great new service to offer learning resources to your community, just with those ones that come at no extra cost with that Bendable subscription.
Amazing. Jane, could you walk us through the Bendable Discovery just so that we could see it? Because I think that's really going to be an eye-opener and a game changer as library decision makers are working tirelessly to increase the utilization.
Yes, okay. So I have some next slides here So what if you could eliminate the clicking and the scrolling and possibly losing a patron to frustration? What if you could double the usage of your learning resources? Because that's what we've seen in the libraries that have adopted Bendable, and even more than double in certain cases. So if your library had Bendable or this Bendable Discovery, maybe this could be your homepage. And so you have the public library, a universe of learning at your fingertips, a box here where people can just simply type in what do they want to learn.
Amazing.
And what they would get is presented to them all of these different possible courses that they could take, no matter where the learning resources were housed. So they're not forced to read the descriptions of the different learning resources to figure out which ones might possibly have what they want to learn. They simply type in what it is they want to learn, and then they are presented with all of these different options. And there's a very nice summary about each of those options for them. There were 38 items that matched, and now they can find what they need in a much simpler and quicker and friendlier way.
Jane, I'm already just so impressed, because I think about that experience. I mean, for me, it's always, what is that ultimate end user's experience like? And to think that I could just simply have at my fingertips all of this result just by putting in the search for the topic that I'm looking for. That is amazing. That is indeed a game changer. Girl, you are spilling the tea, Jane. You are spilling the tea.
Spilling the tea. Okay, well, in Oregon, we say I'm spilling the beans on this. So, so just a little bit more information. Bendable Discovery can integrate all of these library paid subscriptions, and it would be customized for what the library actually has. And then at no additional cost, I mentioned they also integrate these other learning platforms. So this is what it could look like on your page. This is for Oakland, California. It's searchable and it's browsable too. So you could look at your interest areas and popular topics. There's also advanced searching, so you can put in exactly what you want and the kind of session that you want and the age range and the learning format and the style, the language. So if a library offers courses in other languages, people would be able to find those as well.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Okay.
So Jane, just tell me, just quickly, when you think about the Bendable Discovery as a solution to libraries, like, what are you hearing as you talk to library directors and decision makers about this solution? Like, what is the response like?
Well, I will tell you the most wonderful one we had very early on, presenting this to a library director and staff. And he said, this is the product that I've been looking for my entire career.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
they had to go out to a bid situation for this, and nothing is easy in this particular agency. But we finally are just about to implement the solution for this library, and they are very, very excited. We have another library that is also getting ready to do this, but they're looking at all of their resources and kind of doing a big evaluation of what resources do we have, our staff recommending these to our patrons, can staff even find these resources? So Bendable can, as you said, be a total game changer for this, because it will surface all of these great classes that are sort of buried just now, and make them easily discoverable for patrons.
I love it. I love it. So I know that we are getting close to our time, but we certainly want to, Jane, if you can just share with our Digital Dish audience, how can they get more information about this product?
Oh, sure. I would love to do that. I have one other slide here, just kind of the outcomes
Okay,
we
I'll take
find.
that.
And, okay. So just as a summary, because we've talked about this, but make all of your learning resources browsable and searchable, no matter what platform. It's a federated search across all of them. It will definitely increase the return on investment for the library's subscription courseware. We know those are expensive, and you want to reduce that cost per use. Patrons have a great experience, barrier-free, finding the things that they need. It will enhance the overall appearance of your library's website too, and ultimately your communities can thrive.
I love
it. Yes, we would love for you to contact us. Here are Tarita's and my email addresses. You can also go to our website, and we are happy to talk with you individually. And we think Bendable Discovery is a great addition to every single library, whether public or academic. And we've priced it to be very, very affordable. And I think you will be happily surprised if you get in touch with us and ask for your pricing. So please do reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you more.
And before we wrap, we certainly are excited to present this solution to help you help your patrons. Not only does it help you help your patrons, but it also helps you to support and see an increase in the utilization of those resources that you've already invested in. Lastly, I would like to just add, we do have a chat feature that's available to all those in attendance. If you can simply type "contact me," we will follow up with you to make certain that you have all of your questions answered. We are so excited to offer Bendable as a solution to you, our library partners, because at the end of the day, if I can't find it, I can't use it. So Jane, any parting words for our attendees today?
Oh, putting me on the spot, Tarita. Parting words, please do contact us. We would love to see every single library have this. And hi, Tim. I see you saying contact me. Hi, Lynn. Thank you so much for your comment. Patricia, we would love to hear from you. We will definitely reach out.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much, Tarita, for allowing me to join you today.
Oh, it's been amazing. Again, I am so excited about Bendable Discovery for your library. So I encourage you, simply contact me in the chat. We will follow up with you. And if you would like to send an email to either of us, that information is on your screen. Jane and I are just excited about supporting you as you continue to support your community, because we here at Baker & Taylor believe that in order for us to thrive, you have to thrive. So to everyone that's attended, thank you all. Thank you to the Baker & Taylor team for putting this together. And we hope that you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And lastly, if you're going to be in Seattle for the Urban Libraries Conference, Jane and I will be there. As in addition to that, the LJ Directors Summit that's happening in Houston, we will also be represented there. So we encourage you, please let us know. Let us help you help your patrons and help you get a better return on your investment. Thank you all.